Imagine walking into your bank, the very place that's supposed to protect your money, only to realize they've cheated you out of thousands. They shrug, they smirk, and they treat you like you're nothing. Most people would give up, but not this guy. No, he found a way to bring the entire bank to its knees, using nothing more than a safety deposit box and a few pounds of rotting fish. If you've ever dreamed of seeing karma serve itself on a silver platter, hit that like button and subscribe, because this story is a masterclass in petty, brilliant, and completely unforgettable revenge. The story begins in Cleveland, Ohio. Our protagonist, let's call him Daniel, was a small business owner. He'd built his landscaping company from the ground up, sweating through long summers, saving every penny. One day, he walked into Lakewood Savings Bank, a local institution he'd trusted for years. He was applying for a short-term loan. Nothing big, just enough to cover new equipment for the season. The bank smiled, shook his hand, and assured him the loan was approved. But weeks later, Daniel discovered something horrifying. Not only had the loan not gone through, but they'd also slapped his account with fees, hidden charges that drained him of thousands. Worse, they blamed him. One manager even leaned back in his chair, smirking, and said, "You should have read the fine print. Maybe next time, don't get in over your head." Daniel left that office burning with humiliation. His money gone, his trust shattered, and the smug way they dismissed him, it stuck like a thorn under his skin. For weeks, Daniel tried to fight it. He filed complaints, sent letters, begged for meetings. But the bank stonewalled him. Customer service gave him the runaround. The branch manager dodged his calls, and corporate sent cold, scripted emails. That's when the switch flipped. Daniel realized he wasn't going to win by playing fair. But he knew one thing. Banks live and die by their reputation and productivity. If he could hit them where it hurt, he could even the score. That's when the idea came to him. A safety deposit box. Now, here's the thing about those boxes. Banks can't legally open them without permission. They're sacred. Whatever you put inside stays locked up untouchable until you open it, which gave Daniel the perfect weapon. One Friday afternoon, Daniel walked into Lakewood Savings with the calmest smile he'd worn in weeks. He signed a lease for a mid-sized safety deposit box. The clerk, unsuspecting, handed him the key and escorted him to the vault. What Daniel placed inside that steel box wasn't gold, jewelry, or stacks of cash. No, it was fish. Not just any fish. Pounds of fresh, oily, pungent mackerel, sealed in Tupperware but not airtight. Just enough for the stench to seep out, slowly, methodically. And to make sure the odor marinated to perfection, he'd poured in a little saltwater brine, a recipe for disaster. Then he locked the box, handed back the key, and walked out. His heart was racing, palms sweaty, but his face? Cool as ice. At first, nothing happened. But within a few days, the vault began to reek. Imagine the smell of low tide on the hottest summer day, multiplied by 10. Employees gagged when they opened the vault door. Customers complained of nausea. Productivity tanked because no one could stay in there for more than a minute without wanting to vomit. The worst part? The bank had no legal way to solve it. They couldn't just open Daniel's box. It was protected by law. The only way to stop the smell was to identify the source. And that meant shutting down the vault, cutting off access to every customer's deposit boxes, and slowly, painfully testing. People were furious. Clients pulled accounts. Whispers spread about mismanagement. And every hour the bank spent trying to trace the smell cost them dearly in both money and reputation. Daniel? He'd stroll by the branch occasionally, watching bankers scurry around with air fresheners, pale and sweaty. Each time, he felt that knot of humiliation inside him loosen, replaced with something sharper, satisfaction. Climactic revenge payoff, 11:30 to 1300 hours. Finally, after weeks of chaos, the bank had two options: break federal law and open the box without consent, or shut down the entire vault indefinitely. Either choice was a nightmare. Eventually, pressured by corporate and an angry mob of customers, they caved. When the lock clicked and they lifted that steel lid, the wave of rot hit them like a punch in the face. Gagging employees stumbled back. The smell clung to their clothes, seeped into the carpet, lingered in the vents. It took months to scrub the stench away. Daniel? He didn't have to lift a finger. His revenge was complete. He hadn't screamed. He hadn't threatened. He'd simply let nature and a few pounds of fish do the dirty work. The moral? Sometimes, fighting back doesn't mean swinging the hardest punch. It means knowing where to strike. Banks thrive on power, but all it took was one man, one box, and a little creativity to bring them to their knees. So what do you think? Was this brilliant, petty, or both? If this story gave you chills, smash that like button. Drop your own favorite revenge stories in the comments, and subscribe for more tales of betrayal, karma, and the sweet taste of payback.